Hi, everyone. Happy holidays and welcome back to Naylo's Thrift Talk. I'm Lola.
I'm Nay.
And if you're new here, this is a weekly live YouTube show all about thrifting and reselling. And this is our last episode of 2021.
Yes.
So that's weird. I feel like this year was both a million years and also like a few days. So, how do you feel about it, Nay?
It's been a tough year. It seemed like
Yeah,
long because I lost my dad at the beginning
of
of it. So
course.
2021 was actually worse than 2020. But I feel like, I'm ready for this year to be over, for the holidays, to move through the holidays and to start 2022. So
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for a fresh start. But yeah, last of 2022, but we will be back in the new year, so don't worry. And we thought we'd close out the year with a pretty chill holiday thrift haul. So we both went to I went to two different thrift stores. Nate went to one of your local thrift stores.
I am literally fresh out of the thrift store. I went this morning. It opened at 10, and today was the only day I could go because I had my son was home this week, and unexpectedly. So I was only able to go this morning. So it opened at 10. So I spent like an hour and a half in the store. It's like a half hour away. And then I stopped and got my Dunkin' on the way back, and I hightailed it back. So,
I
but
also got my Dunkin' this morning.
I was glad I went today because just today they happened to have a 50% off the whole store sale. And I didn't know that. I had no idea ahead of time. So had this all not happen and today was the only day I could go, I would have missed the sale. So, and I did get some great stuff. I still can't believe that I paid so little for all that I got. So
I can't wait to see. You've told me a little bit about it, and I've told you a couple of things I found, but for the most part, this will be a surprise to both of us. So that'll be fun.
yeah. And hopefully
Angela says timing is everything.
Yeah, that's true.
And Brian wants to know what kind of Dunkin' we both got. What did you get, Nay?
So I got a peppermint mocha with almond milk. And this is on the gift card that you gave me for my birthday still. So thank you, Lola.
That's why I had a feeling you'd be using that
Yes.
gift card today. So I wanted to make a point of getting my own Dunkin', which you will not be surprised. It is iced, but it is also a peppermint mocha latte with oat milk and an extra.
Okay. And I was considering, I almost got the ice too, which is really funny because it's a
like
little warmer
so
than you.
warm here. It's like 60 degrees out. It should not be this warm in late December, but it is what it is, I guess. Ooh, if you order on Dunkin' on Monday, you get halfway to a free drink. Well, that is a good thing to know. I don't go get Dunkin' nearly as often as I did when we used to go thrifting together in person all the time, because that was like our thrifting tradition. We'd get Dunkin', go thrifting, and that's like the only time I'd have Dunkin'. So
yeah. Jason noticed that we discovered the timer.
Yeah, we did. Thank you for everyone who helped us out with that. I think Jason mentioned it, but I know a couple other people in the chat did.
He's the one who told me that there was actually built-in one in StreamYard. I just didn't know before, so yeah. So now we know.
Cool feature. And
so I guess we will get right into our usual segment. Yeah. So, Carlo.
So as usual, we did not communicate about this beforehand, and we're still wearing very similar things. I am wearing, first of all, this is my Christmas pajamas. So I thrifted this with a bunch of other men's flannel shirts, and I was listing them all, and I was just kind of like in the groove and listed it as a flannel shirt. And then later I was looking at it and I was like, there's something not right about it. And then it finally dawned on me that it is a pajama top and not a shirt. And so sure enough, as soon as I looked it up, it's an L Bean pajama top. And as soon as I looked it up as like pajama tops of a flannel shirt, I found the list, like the original listing on the L Bean website, and I figured out exactly what it was. But it doesn't have pants to go with it. So it's not, pajama tops on their own do not sell very well.
Yeah, usually pajama pants do better.
Exactly, yeah. And also usually you find the pajama top because everyone ends up wearing the pants by themselves or with like a t-shirt or something, which is what I do. And then the bottoms get all worn out and the tops are still fine. But this is a men's tall extra large, I think.
Oh my. So yeah.
So it is basically like a nightshirt on me. So I've basically just taken to wearing it as like a big comfy oversized shirt with leggings underneath. And it's super cozy, and I, wore this around the house when I was visiting my parents for Thanksgiving, and I'm planning to wear it again, kind of in our lazy time between Christmas and New Year's Eve. So I'm pretty excited. I figured out what it was, and I kept it for myself.
Yeah, I think that was a serendipity. And you could like you could even dress it up like as like a little tunic, like put a belt around it.
I would, yeah, I would not be embarrassed to wear this outside as long as the collar is, just right. And then, yeah, maybe wearing a belt with it or something, but it basically just looks a little bit like an oversized shirt dress. So, yeah. And then my hat, I actually knit this.
I know. I remember. I think you showed it last year,
Yeah,
and it was so cute.
I
Oh my
knit
god!
it out of yarn from. I don't remember what the red yarn was from, but this white yarn was from a big lot of like odds and ends that I got on Shop Goodwill. So, and Nay, what are you wearing?
Okay, so I have this lovely thing on here. So this is straight up 80s.
Oh my God, I love it.
So the brand is called Ship and Shore, and the tag is definitely 80s. Like it's got the trim around but I love the teddy bears. And actually this came in the Goodwill blue box last year. I ordered an ugly sweater box. And
Fun.
I've actually sold some of the sweaters. This one I've decided to keep. I was actually gonna sell it. I was gonna list it, and then I'm like, I can't part with it because it's just too cute. And again, it's straight up 80s, so it's I'd probably do well with it if I did try to sell it like on Depop or something. But
I would love to see a giraffe Christmas shirt.
That would be awesome. I will be. I think I'm just gonna wear this on Christmas too.
Yeah, you totally should. I think one of the best things about being a thrifter is that no matter what weird clothing occasion we're thrown, like we always have something ready to go. So like last minute ugly Christmas sweater party, no problem.
Exactly. And the hat I did thrift for like $1 like a few years ago at some point. So, it always when you see a Santa hat, always comes in handy at some point. So
exactly. Another random Christmas clothing occasion that we're always prepared for.
Exactly. So that's the beauty of thrifting. So, and our next segment is our thrifted home decor items of the week. So what do you have this week, Lola?
I have something pretty cool. So I got this when I got the new dining room table that I've talked about a bunch at auction. I also bought this at the same auction. I don't remember what I ended up paying for it, but it wasn't much. It was like 10 or 12 bucks. And it has no markings, which is a little disappointing, but it's definitely like mid-century barware set. And I love the design because the tools fit into the ice bucket for storage. And then when you're using it, you can put them out, and as I'm sure I've mentioned before, my in-laws are coming up from Kentucky for Christmas, and we all love bourbon. So I thought it'd be really fun to come up with like a Christmassy bourbon cocktail and make that for Christmas dinner, and have like a mid-century, barware set to do it up right. So it was a little bit of a splurge, but like I said, it was like maybe 10 bucks. So I'm very excited to have that for the future also. Of course I'm making cocktails, Jason. not tiki cocktails, but maybe I'll start to get into them after I get my fill of bourbon cocktails.
So I needed a set of wine glasses. I don't drink, and I got rid of I don't think I actually got rid of all of them. Like a lot of them broke, and then I just got rid of the remainder because I had like a couple odd ones left. So I needed a good set of wine glasses. I want to put like some sparkling cider out for the kids and all, on Christmas. And and I'm going to have my aunt and uncle over. So I finally got a good set of wine glasses. They're fresh out of the thrift store. There are 4 here. Like I have some other odd ones, that I can kind of fill in with, and I don't really need more than that because I don't have a big crowd. So, but it was $4 for the set, and it was half off. So I paid $2 for the set, and they're good heavy ones. I mean, they're just plain ones, but they're a nice size and they're good heavy ones. But here's the kicker. So I got my wine glasses. She wrapped them in vintage wrapping paper.
Oh my gosh! At the thrift store?
And I was dying when she was like,
"Oh my god, those are beautiful!"
She's crinkling it up. I'm like having a heart attack. So I'm gonna try to iron this.
Yeah, that's like I was just saying in the last episode. If you take an iron, oh my god, that's so cute.
Yeah,
it's like Mookie.
It's actually ripped, but I'm gonna try to iron the paper, and maybe I'll be able to repurpose it. I won't be able to sell it or anything like that, but maybe I'll be able to repurpose it for something. But I was dying.
You use it again as wrapping paper.
I can repurpose it as wrapping paper. Yeah, I was like absolutely like, what? Like,
or like frame them in little frames and then hang them over your shipping station.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I would definitely do something with it. And I see that I did buy a couple other breakable items that I'm going to show, and she wrapped it in the same vintage paper. So,
oh my god, I would have been dying.
Like she must have had a ton of it back there because she's just pulling it out. And I'm like,
that's when you ask for the rest of the paper she's using.
I thought about it, but I didn't want to be. I felt like it was kind of rude,
Like we're like around the holiday. Like every store I went to was just so jam packed. I think I would have felt bad asking then, but like any other time, I would have probably gotten bold and been like, "Hey, can I buy that?" Or like add an extra donation to the store and just take it.
It was
but like I was saying last week, it's pretty easy to do. You just turn all the steam off, turn it on low heat, and then use like a pressing cloth and press it with your iron, and it should be pretty close to new. Definitely reusable.
Yeah. So, well, it's too late now because the store is a half hour away. I'm not going back, but I did think about it. I was like, no, what are they doing? It's like
you can call them and then ask them to set it aside for you, and you'll like pay whatever they want.
I've heard of people go to garage sales and stuff, and they're using like vintage sewing patterns as packing paper, and they're like, no, and it was one of those moments when I was just about dying that she was wrapping.
Well, I did not get as lucky. I only got newspaper, so
well, so we do have I do have something for this segment. So, and this I showed it on our show when we did our flea market haul. Did I show this last week? The sale?
No, I don't think so. You showed it to me, but I don't think it was on the show.
Okay, if I did show it on the show, I apologize. Now that
it's good enough to share twice. This was pretty amazing.
But anyway, I was pretty surprised because this was a freebie, and I sold it for $50 plus shipping. So, so that was, you never know what you're going to get when and I had explained, go back to our flea market haul episode. I was like arguing with the guy. I was pretty much begging for him to charge me for it. And he was like, no, that box is free. Just take it. So I was like, okay. But I did buy some stuff from him after that because I felt bad.
I do feel guilty just taking it for free and not giving him some money.
Yeah, I did buy stuff. So I bought a pair of shoes and I forget what else from him. But so for free, I turned free into $50. So yeah, that was and she was like, the buyer, it's probably a Christmas present because the buyer was like, can you please make sure that you pack it really carefully with bubble? And I packed the heck out of it. I did FOMO it, but I put, I actually messaged Jason again because he's the FOMO expert. And he was like, yeah, just FOMO it regular. So I just put lots of bubble around it. And then I put the cardboard and then I put it in the padded envelope and it got there and they haven't left feedback or anything. So hopefully everything's fine. So,
but I'm excited for whatever Lisa Frank lover is going to open this on Christmas.
I know.
Like a really, really cool gift.
Yeah. So, okay. And we still need your show topic ideas. So we don't have a topic or a date that we're coming back in January, sometime it'd be the beginning of January, but, Lola and I are actually going to be meeting in New York City.
Yeah, finally for the first time.
Yeah, so we'll be doing some New York City thrifting. So we might incorporate that.
That'd be our first episode back. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. I'm really excited about that. But if you have any ideas for the new year, we'll put it into the lineup. Just let us know. Send us an email. If you want to be a guest, of course, we love our guests. So we'll let you know after the new year sometime when and what our show topic is going to be. But on that note, I hope everybody that celebrates has a very Merry Christmas this year. And
a Happy New Year.
And a Happy New Year. Yes.
Yeah.
So happy 2022 too. So
hope that the thrifting gods bless us all in the new year.
that is a good wish. Yes.
Oh, thanks, Angelique. Okay, so we have at least one person who wants to follow us around in New York. Yeah, I mean, we could do kind of a little bit of a vlog. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, we'll have to.
A little out of my comfort zone, so it's always good to push yourself. And we we have so many options for what we could do. There's, I mean, obviously so many thrifting opportunities. I think it'll be a Sunday, so that'll be a little bit more limiting because my first thought was like, oh, we have to go to the bins, but I don't know if they're open on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we will find out and plan. And it's been like 2 years since the last time I've been in New York, and I used to go all the time. So feel a little out of the loop, but very excited to be back.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm gonna meet Lo when I take the train in, and it's only like, I mean, I'm like a half-hour ride, and so I'm super close, and so I will take the train in and meet Lola, and we'll thrift a little bit in Manhattan and have some lunch, and I'm excited.
Okay.
All right, so we will get right into our haul then, and gosh, I'm really excited. I spent a total of $38, and I got
like
3
nothing.
One of the bags is huge. So because the store was half off, and I didn't know this going in, it just happened. This is like the size of one of the bags that I got.
Oh my God.
And then
You
there's like
did better than me, like price per item. Although a lot of my items were kind of in sets. So I mean, you'll see eventually.
Yes, see, $38 on the dot. Crazy.
I think I spent a total of like 90, 2 stores, but I paid up for a couple items. So I'll show those and explain why I decided to pay up for them.
Well, it would have been almost $80 had the store.
Yeah, if it wasn't half off.
Yeah. So, and I wouldn't have spent that because I didn't want to go that far over my budget today. I wanted to keep it low because it's the holidays and all. But I was really pleasantly surprised when I walked in and they're like, "Oh, it's our half off sale today. We're having 1-day sale." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So, yeah. So that was really good.
Amazing.
All right. So I guess I'll start off real quick since I'm on the big screen here. So I got these. These ended up being $1.50 a box.
Pretty.
I will put them on my tree because, as you can see behind me, we have a lot of, we have all the ball ornaments. But I thought these kind of like, they're kind of like a glazed gold. They're called. It says on one of them, it's something about the gold. I don't know. They're glass, but it says
like
Chablis gold. Chablis.
Oh, like the wine, Chablis.
I don't know. Jenny might know more about those, but they're just vintage. Probably like 80s.
Yeah, they're really pretty. They're like a little bit different than most of the ornaments. I feel like the red and green ones are just like a dime a dozen. I looked through all the vintage ornaments that I saw in the store. None of them looked like they were worth grabbing.
Well, I'm going to add those right to my tree. They had some blue glass ones too. I probably should have picked them up for my mom because she loves blue, but she's not putting up a tree. So I'm like, what's she gonna, But yeah. So, and then this I got for free.
Ooh, oh, that's so pretty. So is that a sweatshirt with a like decorative?
It's a sweater.
It's a sweater. Oh, okay.
But it's 80s.
Yeah, it looks super 80s.
Yeah, here's the
nice. Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's, 80s. So it's kind of got like an applique kind of. I'm trying to.
That's what I was trying to figure out if it was like actually sewn on or if it was like screen printed.
And it's like suede. It's weird.
Interesting.
So, and it's got shoulder pads. So the reason it was free, it was in with like, they had like a boutique Christmas section with all like Christmas sweaters and all that, the ugly Christmas sweaters. And I saw this and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. I was like, I think it'll do well to pop. If not, I might keep it. And then I got it to, so I was like, how much is it? I knew it was half off, but some of their stuff was like ridiculously priced. Like some of their Christmas sweaters were like $20 and all. And I didn't want to spend.
My local thrift does that too.
So she was like, oh, it's $5. So it's $2.50. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take it. And then she's like, oh, wait, it has a hole in the seam. You know what? I will have to throw it away. So you can just take it for free.
Oh my God, they throw out things for that small of a flaw?
Yeah, she's like, yeah. So this is a really small, like, It's a
And if it's
real,
on the seam, that's the
I
easiest thing
know,
to
it's
fix.
so easy to fix. It's right in the seam. It's not a big hole. So
Mm.
I'll just mom can actually, I'm not really savvy with that.
But yeah, just sew it
Stitching.
and then close it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I, like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna sell it or keep it yet, but probably sell it on Depop and
Yeah, for sure.
a
And I feel
decent
like Depop also, people are forgiving of flaws. I found
amount.
that like there are a lot of things that really aren't a deal breaker because most of the buyers there
Mhm.
are always wearing vintage clothes that is usually flawed in a small way. So
Yep.
it's not a big deal.
So I mean, but for free, I was like,
Oh yeah,
okay.
for sure.
And she's like, yeah, I can't sell it. I'm just gonna have to throw it out. So I was like, okay, I'll take it. I got this is all vintage. It's like vintage 80s.
Yeah, but it's like still has such like a nice
Yeah.
kind of
So
older flair to it.
I'm pretty sure I paid like $1 for this. And then this roll was 50 cents. It's vintage as well. It's Angels. Probably
Mhm.
like again, probably like 80s, but let's see.
Pretty.
Yeah, so and then I'll show one more thing. So they did not have a set. I was looking for a set of placemats because I'm hosting Christmas.
Mm.
They didn't have a set, but I figured like I can put this kind of in the center and put like my
Oh,
flowers or my vase on it and
yeah. Mhm.
and it was 50 cents. It is actually quilted.
Oh yeah, that's really pretty.
Yeah,
It's
so
very
it's
intricate.
actually a nice one. It's not just printed, it is quilted. So
Mhm.
yeah. So I figured I'll just, I didn't get the set I wanted, but at least I got
Mhm.
something. So all right, Lola.
So I sort of divided out my stuff by which shop I went to, but a couple things are mixed in, so I will go back and forth a tiny bit. Let's see. So, sorry. This is I went to the Cancer Connection thrift store near me, which is like a small local charity, and it sounds like maybe like your store, Nay, where like they're very, very selective. Um, and know what things are worth for the most part. So I was like looking through the silverware and I realized very fast that like they had already sorted out all the silver plated silverware, all the sterling silverware was like under like behind the glass.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all volunteer, but the volunteers are very well trained and really know their stuff. So but even that said, I found some amazing things. And usually, the more amazing, the more it was marked up. But it's also really good charity. And I'm happy to give them my money. It's like I've talked about before, it's a local cancer charity that supports people with cancer in the area. So there's like a drop in center with support groups and things like that. And obviously, a good place to support. So this was the first thing that I was really excited about. And when I checked out,
Oh wow.
the two women behind the counter were like showing it to each other, and I was like, "Oh, is there a problem with like the price?" And they were both like, "Oh no, we were just commenting on how amazing it was." So that's always fun. And this is a puzzle.
Is it
Yeah,
trains? Is it?
it is the history of London transport. So it's like
Oh
through
my
the
god.
years,
Oh, that is so amazing.
isn't it? And I found a version of the actual print that this is made from was on sale, and it was on one of those sites that's usually marked up quite a bit, but it was on sale for like $3,000, and so this
Oh,
was $5.
are you
And
kidding?
yeah, as you
Wow.
know, Chris loves puzzles, so this is going to be a Christmas present for Chris. They already saw it, so
I was gonna say,
not a surprise. And I think my guess is that this may have been like someone's souvenir from London that they brought back because it's not that old, but it doesn't seem like it was widely available in the US. And most of the sites I could find it on, where it said it was sold out now, were in the UK. I didn't see any solds, and I didn't look that hard because obviously I'm not listing it, but it looked like there are two on eBay currently for $50. So that was interesting. I don't think it was that much like the first time around, but it's a little bit hard to obtain. And then they have really great craft supplies. Both of the small thrifts in my town have amazing craft selections. So I grabbed, this was like a bundle. There's a few more that are still, I think, in the drying pile that I pulled from the dryer. But It's like mostly fat quarters of
Yeah, I was
flannel
gonna
for
say it's
quilting.
quilting fabric. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And it was $2. So it was a little bit of an impulse purchase, but at $2, no
Oh,
matter
totally.
how rare this quilting fabric is, I could easily list it and sell it. But I think I'll probably use a little bit of it. I wanted to make some like sleeping masks for people as like little stocking stuffers. So this I think is perfect for that. And then anything I don't use, I think I'll list. And I mean, not for that much, but probably $8 to $10, depending on how much I have left over. And so that's more than I paid. And so it's basically like a free supply for me, which is great.
Nice. Yeah.
And then this is one thing I paid up for. And it's something I've been wanting
What
for a
on
really
earth
long
is
time.
that? Okay.
Do you know what this is, Nay?
I have absolutely no idea.
So this is a wooden umbrella swift, which is used to wind yarn. So it opens like an umbrella, which is where it gets
I
the
was gonna say
name.
it looks like a parasol or something.
Yeah. It is very similar to like a parasol. What's it called? Like the bones of it. So it was marked. I think I paid 25 for it, and it says it's new from Knit Picks, which you can see it does have the logo. This is still sold by Knit Picks, and it's currently on sale for like a holiday sale, and on sale it was $50, and I paid I think 25. So
Okay.
pretty good deal for something I've wanted for years.
Yeah.
And I mean, it looks like it's in perfect shape. I haven't opened it yet, but these are the kind of things that you buy once and it'll last forever. So I felt like that was a good investment. And since I'm on a crafting kick, I will do another of the craft supplies I got from this store. This was just a big bag of yarn, and I was expecting it to be mostly acrylic. They do these mixed bags where they're sealed. They say on the like
Oh yeah, I love those bags. Oh
yeah,
gosh.
photo yarn, please don't open. And I was definitely expecting most of it to be acrylic, but I think the only thing that's acrylic is this one larger skein, and then everything else feels like it's real animal fiber. And then one of them does still have the label, so this is definitely animal fiber. And I wanted to do like a pom-pom garland, so it for like Christmas, so it's like the perfect shade. I have a ton of red for some reason. I always find red yarn at the thrift store, but green, I don't have a ton of green, so this is perfect. Yeah, I definitely if I give myself permission to thrift for myself, I do very well for myself.
So Lori in the chat has some funny things to share.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so by Christmas
Please make
Day,
sure dog is here by Christmas Day.
which is going to Australia. That's gonna be that's kind of
Do they know that that international shipping to Australia is a little tricky right now?
Yeah, it might be a little slower. I mean, I know that the suspension you can get past it by doing pirate ship or standard global or global shipping, but
it's not USPS.
Probably slower. Yeah. Oh my gosh, a dog. So okay, so then she says,
"Oh my god!"
And out came a Great Dane, and that was the Great Dane's name was Spot. Oh my gosh! So there was an actual wolf.
So there was both a wolf and a very large dog that could
a Great Dane named Spot and a wolf. Yes. Oh, that's pretty funny. Wow.
Oh my god, that is amazing. And I love that you're selling blow molds. I just taught one of my friends in Philly the term blow mold. She was like, I've seen them my whole life, and I never knew what they were called.
Oh, that's funny.
She sent a picture of her dog posing with like a neighbor's blow molds on their stoop. It was very cute.
Okay, so I'm paging Jason now. I think he's in the chat still. So okay, so they did not have, last time I was at this thrift store, they had an impressive amount of CDs. This time they had one little tiny bin, and it was like, Michael Bolton and Celine Dion and like really bad titles, but I did find two that look promising. So this one, you wouldn't think Backstreet Boys would be, but it is live in Frankfurt, and I did look it up, and it does seem to go for like $20. So Again,
Wow.
so I paid 25 cents a CD because they're normally 50 cents and it was half off. So I was like, okay, I'll just take it. So I think this one is okay. So
Now,
Jason,
are you sure it's
Mhm.
not a bootleg CD?
Yeah, because I looked it up on eBay. I mean, I scanned it and I looked it up.
Okay.
And
Well,
it's
I was just joking because we
promo.
have some news that would be
No,
relevant.
it's a yeah, we do have some news coming up. So it is a Jive Records promo CD live in Frankfurt, and it does seem to have to do
Yeah.
okay. So Jason, if you're in the chat, can you let me know how I did on this? And then the second one, I can't find, at least I didn't, again, I just went to the thrift store, haven't had time to do any extensive research because I had to get my butt back here and get on. So I really didn't have time. But I found this Phantom of the Opera. It is a 2-disc set and it's the Japanese version. And I have not been able to find comps. Now the regular one seems to sell for like 15 to 20, but I didn't find the Japanese version. So, oh, wow, okay. Maybe I do have a bootleg. I don't think so though, because I looked it up quickly and I did find others and they seem to go for 20-ish.
If it has the record label's name on it,
I have to do more research though, again, because I had to do this all on the fly. So this is a 2-disc set. There are 2 discs in here, but it is the Japanese. So I'm not sure. I'm assuming
No, it's the Japanese version of the American recording, or is it a Japanese recording, like a Japanese production?
You know, Jason just asked if it's Japanese or
Japanese.
Chinese. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't read either. Oh, it says made in China, so I guess maybe it's Chinese. Okay, so maybe it's Chinese. So I don't know, but I paid 25 cents, so I was like, I'm just gonna grab it and take a chance. So I will have to research more. But Jason, if you have any input on these, let me know. I know he said he didn't see the Backstreet one. So I have a puzzle too, Lola.
No way. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. I love
those. A bootleg? What is a bootleg? Which one? The Chinese one or the oh, let's see the UPC on the camera from the Japanese version. Huh? Oh, this? I think he's talking about.
Oh yeah, okay, now it's clear.
Oh darn, I got a bootleg.
Could be a Chinese bootleg.
Really? It's a bootleg? It looks.
Yeah, it looks legit.
But it does look legit, but all right.
Well, you'll have to figure it out, and if you find out what the signs are that it's a bootleg,
if it is a bootleg, I won't sell it. Pending our news article that we're going to show, I won't sell it. But you know, I only paid 25 cents for it, so whatever. And then this is, so my mom is really into puzzles. Hopefully she's not going to watch this. So I got her this for Christmas. They did have an $8 price tag on it, but I got it for $4. And she needs the larger pieces. So I found, so this is 1,000-piece puzzle with the larger pieces, and those are harder to find. So
yeah.
So she's been doing a lot of puzzles, and you know, she's missing my dad, and they keep her busy. And so I figured I would. This is
yeah, and that brand is a pretty decent brand. I now know the good puzzle brands because I am always on the lookout for puzzles for Chris, but those also I think have a fair amount of resale value.
Yeah, and I was happy to find the larger pieces because she has arthritis, so the smaller pieces are harder for her to pick up. So I was really happy. And then I have, this is an actual painting. It is, so it's signed by the artist. It's not going to be like a famous artist or anything like that. I think it's an amateur, but it's really cool. It's on slate or wood. Actually, it's on, I think it's wood. Is it slate? Or I think it might be slate mounted on wood. But it is, it was $2, so it was half off. So it was $1. So I figured, I'll just hang this and use this as my holiday decor. And I'll show one more thing in this lovely vintage paper. So my mom is really into snowmen and she loves blue. So I found these 2 bowls. So I got her those, and they are Debbie Mum, which I've heard of. You know, I've heard of it. It's not like anything. I think they sell them at like Hallmark and whatnot. So I got her the set of snowman bowls. I thought she would enjoy those. She has a collection of snowmen and leaves her snowmen out like until, you know, all winter. So
that's so cool.
All right. Yeah. So Lola.
Yeah, I've had Chris do that for me a couple of times when it was a more valuable puzzle. And I was saying in the chat that my cats love to play with the puzzle pieces. So when it's a puzzle for resale. Make sure that the cats are not able to access it. But yeah, it's a great way to both enjoy it and then know that you are listing a full puzzle.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, so I couldn't beat a sealed puzzle like that for $4. I was like,
Yeah.
I
And
would
then
have
right, the
for my
other
mom.
thing about the cat stealing pieces is that's another reason to just thrift them, because you're not investing a ton of money in something that will eventually be lost. So
Good point.
one of the things that I went into the thrift stores looking for is some like pretty and somehow cohesive china to mix and match. It's something that I've been wanting to do for years, as you know, something to have on hand for my own like fancy kind of dinners, like Christmas gatherings, Thanksgiving, whatever. But I think I mentioned this before. I've also thought about maybe eventually doing like a vintage rentals company and like have mismatched china available to rent for weddings. So if I ever do that, I definitely need to know a little bit more than I do now about china. So this was a fun way to start kind of learning, and I learned so much just looking up the different marks on the pieces I found. So both of these were from the first thrift store that was near me, and they priced all of their dishes separately. So each of these was 50 cents. And I
Oh,
think I
wow.
got
They're gorgeous.
3. Aren't they pretty? Yeah, they're 3 of each. So I just
Sure.
brought one because the rest are drying in the drying rack. But I realized I kept being drawn to Bavarian china. So this one is from Thomas Ivory, Bavaria. And then on the back, it says Germany, US zone. And I am a sucker for anything that narrows down the age of an item really easily. So that was another point in these dishes' favor, besides the fact that they're pretty. And sure enough, I looked up this mark, and it was used basically between like 1945, I think, and 1949, like a very limited number of years. I have it written down somewhere. But then there's also like a sort of serial number on the back, and it says 46. So I wonder if the 46 indicates the year it was made, and then the other might be like a production code, but
Okay,
including complete. Because it's like 07, 051. I'm not like 07 could be July. I'm not sure. But definitely like, 40s. So not too recent. And then these I found at Savers. Where I did have more luck in general, plates wise. And I
I wish we
saw
had a Savers. You're so lucky that you have it there.
it's a great place to hunt for stuff. It is very expensive, and it makes it hard to make decisions sometimes. And at Savers, they had these sets of plates so instead of having them in price individually, they have it all collected as a set. So it was still broke down to like 50 cents per piece. But I didn't have the option to only buy kind of what I needed. I had to buy all of it. So I think for these, I might try and list some of the like half of what I got, because so, like these are like little finger bowls, I think, and there are like 13 of them. I don't think many people still use finger bowls. There probably isn't a demand for these specifically, but I mean, I didn't spend that much, so I'm not that worried about it. I was just trying to think through like how many
So
use
I
it.
have never heard of a finger bowl, just full disclosure.
So this is like my understanding. I am not like well trained in manners, but I think it's sort
Oh,
of
it's actually
a
like an
politeness thing. You put warm water on the table before the meal, and like people kind of dip their fingers in it and then dry it on their towel, which just feels like a very antiquated practice. I was thinking it might be good for like soy sauce. We eat sushi, something like that. Yeah, Angelique dip bowls. That's a good use for them too. That's a great idea. So this set was from Paul Mueller, Bavaria, and the edging is 18 karat gold. And The edging definitely varied from plate to plate, how intact it was and how clean it looked. So I will also have to sort through them and decide if there's any that just don't look nice enough to keep using. But then that's the mark on the back. And this mark, apparently this company was bought by another company in 1917. So these are pretty old. They're definitely from before 1917. Yeah.
He has the whole definition there. So.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Oh, it's the last. Okay, I thought it was before the first course. That makes sense. That makes more sense.
Okay. Apparently, I'm not trained in etiquette, so
Yeah,
I've heard of it. Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of my. So I did a bit of research on the marks on this china, but I did not get to working on figuring out what size each plate is meant for in a like full set of china. So that's definitely something that was before our time.
Oh, Ginny, you're missing. So Ginny missed.
Hi,
You missed.
Ginny.
You'll have to go back because I showed some Christmas balls. I'll just show them quick, but yeah. So I showed these, and so you'll have to go back and maybe comment on them because I'm not sure. You know, I don't know the brand or anything, but Christmas by. Yeah, so we do have a lot of Christmas stuff. So you'll have to go back to the beginning and watch it later, Ginny, because. Thank you for joining us. Because I thought about you, Ginny. I was like, the Queen of Christmas. I knew you would appreciate a lot of this.
So yeah, so this was like what the pricing was like for these.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yeah, so this one had 11. There are 11 like little bread plates.
Wow.
It looks like the original price they had put it out at $19.99, and then they lowered it to $15.99.
Wow.
But that's the only downside to Savers is it is pretty expensive.
Wow.
And there was a color of the week, but I don't think I found anything in the store. It was very picked over, and there were tons of people still shopping. So they had a ton of Christmas decorations out. The entire wall of baggies was like bagged ornaments and other like candles and tinsel and Christmas stuff, but it all looked pretty cheap. And I have a feeling if I had gotten there earlier, or just the right time when they just put some new ones out, I bet some people found good stuff there, but I didn't. But so then I thought it was funny that mixed in with the bowls was one that was different. It's also 18 karat gold, Royal Bavaria, but it's a different pattern, different china maker.
Wow.
And then this unfortunately is not in great condition, but it's a really nice serving.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, that's perfect for hosting. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited to have this. And it has multiple markings on the back. And the only one I had looked up while I was still in the store was the one on the bottom. I'll read it because it's hard to get it on the camera. It says Tilden Thurber Company, Providence, Rhode Island. And I looked that company up, and apparently it's a very fancy jewelry store, like the kind of place that you would get an engagement ring or a wedding gift. So I'm guessing this was somebody's wedding gift.
Nice.
And the markings on the back indicate that it was made by J. Poyet Limoges, which I'm definitely pronouncing wrong. So I'm very sorry to anyone who's an actual French speaker. But
yes, I do hear a cat. So
yeah, that's Mookie. I just texted Chris to see if they can distract him because he gets really, really sad when I'm in my office and the door is closed and he can't come in. But he's really not allowed in here anymore because all of the plants are in here for the winter.
Yeah.
And I have them set up with like a grow light, and 5 seconds in here and he finds one and starts eating it. So but so I looked up the multiple French markings, and apparently the first one means that this company made the china, and then they often sold the blank china to either different companies to paint it or to amateurs who would paint it themselves at home. And then the second marking says that the same company did paint this in-house. So it was hand painted in France. And it's just really beautiful. And it's too bad that so much of the lines have come off, but I think it's still, and well enough to keep it.
Oh, I would still use it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And this from the markings, it dates to before 1932. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
always, yeah, it's so fun to find the stuff that's so old, but it's also kind of sad because this was someone's family heirloom, and then a few generations later, the the younger generations don't use these things. We don't have storage for it. We don't use fine
Yeah.
china. People don't want it anymore. But I don't know. It just feels kind of like a bit of an honor to get to try and put these collections back together a little bit, and keep that going and enjoy them. So I'm sorry that you're allergic, Brian, and Ginny, I'm sorry you're afraid. It's probably a good thing you don't meet Mookie then, because he loves everybody he meets and he's very dog-like. He can be a little
He's a
aggressive when he meets a new
sweetheart. I
person.
love him. I
He's
love
the
him.
sweetest.
Yeah.
But he is big, and he's a little very demanding when it comes to
We have
love.
another. Now I will argue with that. And
No.
yeah, I don't think so. That's not. And Jason, my half pint. So when you would come to visit, my cat half pint, you actually liked. So, who's in my driveway? I might have to get the door. I don't know why there's a car in my driveway. Anyway, so I'm gonna go investigate that. So
Okay, I can keep going because I have more stuff. Actually, the next thing makes a lot of sense to show next. So I bought these off Shop Goodwill, and they're in not great condition, but I also paid like nothing for them. I think including shipping, it was like under $30. And these are just like the serving spoons, but I got basically the whole set of flatware. So forks, knives, salad or dessert forks. The spoons I'd already taken to start washing them. And I don't know exactly how well these will polish up, but I am going to try. And assuming that there's enough, I mean, there's way more than the number of people we're having for dinner. So I'm hoping out of what I have here, there's going to be like enough silverware to set the table. So I'm hoping that, like some of this like mixed and matched together is going to look really pretty. And this is Dorling. I think it's called like Autumn Symphony. Golden Autumn Symphony. And when I was looking at comps online, some of the full sets still command quite a bit of money. This was like actually an item that came up one of our trend shows. I think I mentioned gold flatware, and this is popular, I think, because the handle is fairly modern and kind of unadorned. A lot of this older gold flatware seems to have a lot of like, floral like details on the handles, and it's not as similar to what is being sold today in stores. So I think that makes this a little bit more in demand. But depending on the condition, it seemed like that some of the solds were still quite high for vintage silverware. So thank you, Ginny. So even with the gold tone plating, that should be safe. And yes, that's definitely part of what I'm thinking, is if I don't think I'm going to use them again, I can list all of this and probably make a profit, because I really didn't spend that much. So, Nay, do you want to go?
yeah, I have a dog that's barking here, but
okay. I can keep going.
No, I'll just I'm trying to keep a hand on him here, but okay. So here I'll show a few things.
You're ready.
Well, yeah, hopefully he won't start barking again. So they had the sale. So here's the store. Here's what it looks like. So outside, in the outside area, it's like really cluttered. It's really small, but it's like jam packed. The store is like inside. You could spend forever in there because there's just so much, even though it's so small. So they always have a sale area outside, and it's like $7 a bag or like $1 an item for stuff in plastic bins. So there you can see like there's plastic bins over there. So anyway, so I got okay. So I got some items. So I ended up getting enough for a $7 bag. And that, of course, wasn't half off. So it worked out to like less than $1 an item. So this sweater I thought was really cool because it does seem to be, it seems to be like vintage 90s, probably.
Oh, yeah. That looks so early
So
2000s.
I thought it was kind of cool. It's chenille and it's like got
Mhm.
that cool, like, so I thought that might be a good Depop item. Let's see. This is, I don't know, 89th and Madison. I don't know the brand, but
I have definitely, I feel like I've looked it up before, and it was like an in-house, like Macy's or J.C. Penney or something.
so it's just a green cardigan. I'm keeping it for myself. I just got it.
Oh, and that's
like,
a nice basic. Yeah. I mean, even if you listed it, I think that's
I probably will keep this one too. It's Calvin Klein. It's just like a soft like sweater, you know, that I figured I might keep that one because, you know, it wasn't any like high end brands, but for $7 a bag, it was. Again, this is Faded Glory, so not something I'm going to sell, but I'm going to keep it. I thought it was a nice sweater just to.
Oh, I would have never guessed that's Faded Glory.
It's like older Faded Glory. So
yeah, it's nice with the cables and stuff.
It looks like it's probably like 90s Faded Glory. And nice oversized New Jersey hoodie for myself.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, like a round the house kind of thing. It's in like perfect condition. So, you know, that was the kind of thing that I did get one. I'm not sure. I don't think it has any holes or anything. It's a little pilling, but I can get rid of that. I did find this, and I thought this might be a good. It does look older. The tag looks older, so it does say made in China of Italian yarn, so it's not that much older, but so polo sweater. This lovely handmade. Is that crocheted or knit? I think
that's crochet. That's nice.
But yeah, for me,
nice
I mean,
colors.
When I find the hand knit stuff or the hand crocheted stuff. This is J. Jill.
Cute.
Yeah, so and then
for less than $1.
Yeah, I mean, this is Tommy Hilfiger sweater. So I think it's a men's. I don't know if it's a men's or a women's actually. I think it's a men's large. Might be a women's. I don't even know, but for my son, it's just like a black sweatshirt, nothing exciting. But for the bag being $7, not bad. And then this I did pay. So their shirts were their tops. They had a sale on all their tops for $2, and then it was half off of that. So all their tops were $1. So yeah. So and the sweaters, the tops and sweaters. So this is actually vintage. It's Hong Kong, so it's probably vintage like 80s or early 90s.
It looks more like 90s to me, but yeah.
But I thought it would be a good Depop piece.
Oh yeah, it's like kind of just is it silk?
No, it is polyester, but
okay.
It's
yeah, it has like a fun funky pattern.
Yeah, that's what I figured it had that. And then I got these pants for my oldest son is growing like a weed. He's not in kids clothes anymore. He's taller than me. So he's literally taller than me, and I'm 5'7", so
wow.
5'7".
It's like my brother at that age. I think he was like overnight. He was so much taller than I was.
He's at least 5'9", maybe even 5'10" now, and he's 13 and still growing. So all of his pants are like high waters on him now. So he's wearing men's clothes. So I found this. If he rejects them, then I will just sell them or save them for one of my other sons to grow in. But they are, they're nice Adidas. They're nice Adidas men's medium pants, and hopefully he will not poo-poo them. So I figured, and I think I paid like maybe $3 for those. And do you have anything else, Lola? Okay. Well, I have like 3 more things. So do you want to go and then I'll just finish?
Yeah. And then I have the one item I wanted to save for last.
All right.
I'll try and do a few of these quickly because I see that we're already almost at an hour.
Yeah.
So this was the last like tableware thing I got. Oh shoot. I hit my mouse with some fabric. This was the last like tableware thing I got. I I'm not
Ooh.
sure if we're gonna have a New Year's Eve party anymore because I'm a little worried about the Omicron cases going up. But we've been tossing the idea around, and if anything, we might like invite another couple over just to like do something chill. But I've been really wanting like little champagne coupes, and there were 6 of these for $6.49. So I got those at Savers. We both have animals crying for us today. Went through the fabric rack at Savers and was like pretty much ready to say that I was striking out, but then I found this really nice, I think it's technically chambray because it has a white, it's white and denim in the threads, not just denim throughout. So you can see that on the selvage, but it's like, it feels really stiff. It like a medium weight denim and just really good quality. So I'm happy with that. I think the fabric was, this was $4.99. This one was $5.99. That one already, I tossed in the wash already, so it looks a little funky because I haven't ironed it, but this is how it was on the rack. And this actually, funny enough, had a original price tag on it that said $5.99 a yard, and it's about half a yard, so, or like 3/4 of a yard. It's sort of weird about. So I paid about a little more than the person who originally bought this. But the tag also looked like it could have been from the 90s or even earlier. So this nice velvet fabric, if it were bought new today, it would be much more than that. So I was fine with that. And then another thing of yarn from my small thrift store. This I just thought was really cute because on the back, whoever had it first said, like, wrote on it, this is leftover from a sweater I'd knit for Lucia.
That's so sweet.
And this is a really nice yarn from a local farm. I don't know exactly which one it is because there's some sort of conflicting info on the tag, and it's all handwritten, so it could have easily been a mistake. But I'm guessing that this is their sport weight yarn that is hand dyed in indigo. So it is like a $30 skein of yarn, if that's the case. And I paid, I think, $3 for it. And then, Nay, I have 2 more items. Do you want to do your 3 and then I'll do my last 2?
Sure. Hopefully he's done with his barking episode. So there were people walking dogs outside, and anything in front of the house is his territory as far as he's concerned. So even though they were across the street and on the sidewalk, it was his territory. So he had a bark. So I think
we had to let them know.
I think he's done barking at the dogs. Oh, maybe not.
Okay, well, I'll do my final items then. So this was also from Shop Goodwill, and I just threw these in here because it sort of felt like it went together. And this I actually am probably going to end up selling all of it, if not most of it. But I had been, scouring the home decor, like tableware categories on Shop Goodwill for a while. And I saw these and I didn't expect to win them really, but I bid on what was a pretty, not very high bid and ended up winning them. But it was a collection of new vintage tablecloths, and looking up these patterns, all of them, like this one,
Lola. Oh my gosh.
right? Aren't they beautiful?
Wow, that is, yeah.
So this exact one I saw had sold recently for like $35. And I think I paid $25 total for this, including shipping. So, single, like this alone should cover what I spent. Some of these, the ones that were Christmas patterned, were listed for $70 and $80. I don't know if they are successfully making that. It was on Etsy that I was looking for the most part, so it's harder to see, kind of track how older sales went. But seems like the Christmas ones command the most value, but all of the vintage linens, if they have like a really nice retro pattern, are worth picking up. These are like two different colors of linen napkin.
Wow.
So I may end up using these for Christmas dinner. They're definitely more of a fall color, but I am not sure if I'm going to get to the project or I was going to make my own linen napkins. So this may be the backup. And then
Make your own linen napkins, did you just say?
yeah, it's really easy because
Oh, Lola, really easy for you. But
you just hand fabric. It's not that hard.
I love
Then
you.
this is the other tablecloth that still had the
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
yeah. So this one's a little bit simpler.
That is so mid-century. Oh my
But
goodness.
yeah, right. And they're, they're nice. Like I looked up the brands, they're all nice brands. And it does seem that the used ones are not as in demand, but the ones that are still like new old stock, or just never used, all have pretty solid 30-ish dollar ranges, with some that are more rare that seem to go for even more. So thanks, Angelique. It is really fun, and I'm sure I've said this before, but it's also really fun to be able to look at things in a thrift store and think about how I'm going to completely transform them. So
Go lay down. Hopefully he's over his, it just riled him up that there happened to be the nerve of people to walk dogs in front of our house. Okay, so I did get, I will watch these, but I did get myself a pair of Christmas socks, so I will wear I think I paid 25 cents for them, so whatever. So I did get some jewelry there. So their jewelry, all their earrings are $2, and they were half off of that. So I paid $1 for each. These were just too different, and I will show these. I will be wearing these on future shows. So, but
those
they were
are so fun.
They were just too unique to not get. Yeah. So they're huge, and I don't know. I just had to get those. And then these were really pretty. And
Those,
then,
oh my gosh, those are really pretty.
And then these I got. They don't. Like none of it's marked or anything, but it's just costume jewelry, but these are pretty too. So I got those. And then my last item is going to be linens too. So I did actually get a tablecloth and some napkins. So I was looking for, hopefully this will fit my table. Now he's going to whine. Hopefully this will fit my table. If not, I'll use it like as a runner on my buffet thing. My server.
That's pretty. That's perfect for Christmas. And it's like not so Christmassy. You could use it again at other times.
Exactly. And it comes with, there are 8 napkins.
Perfect.
Wow. So and it was in a bag. It says, like this was the tag that was on it. So it's definitely vintage. Paddington.
I still have my grand finale item that I can go ahead with. Nay, do you want me to? Okay. So this was the other thing that I paid up for at my local thrift. And I feel like a broken record, but the reason why it jumped out at me was not because of the way it looked, but because of the way it felt. So it was the heavy feel of the fabric that made me look closer at it. And at first I just thought it was a nicely made women's suit. It's a skirt suit. And then I thought that the designer was really interesting, of someone I hadn't heard of, and made in Russia, which made sense when I noticed these beautiful buttons that are like Russian folk art designs. And there's more on the sleeves. It's hard to see how beautiful they are on the camera because of the glare, but they look like they're hand painted, made of wood, I think. And then I took it off the rack and I turned it around. And I realized that it has this whole embroidery. It's like a quilted applique on the back.
That is amazing. I saw you had sent me a thing about like the brand and what it is, but I didn't see the sweater itself. So that is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really pretty. And so when I Googled the designer, and I was floored. I did not expect to see, this one is actually fairly subtle compared to some of her other designs. So I think this one is, this is a sold on Poshmark.
So what do you think it's going to go for?
So this one sold on Poshmark for 125. That was actually one of the lower end ones, but this is kind of, it looks like this sort of very, very much like art to wear, you know, very detailed
Mm-hmm.
and big patterns and stuff. Like this is more common for her. Um, that one went for 125. And let's
Wow,
see,
that's
there's
amazing. Yeah, that
a
seems
new
like
one
real.
that went for quite a bit more. So she may have actually undersold that one.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I have so many tabs open.
Yeah.
I'll just, oh, I hope I can find it. I should have organized these better before I got them.
That's amazing.
Oh, this one was on Tradesy actually. But this one sold for $279.
Wow, that's amazing.
And this one's pretty similar to the one on
Yeah,
Poshmark.
I would put yours up like sky high, and then you can
So
always
that's my plan because it's incredibly beautiful.
put it up with an
Um,
offer, with taking an offer in mind.
yeah, and I feel like it's a little bit more wearable than most of her other designs because it is like a nice basic, not basic. Obviously it's not basic, but like it's a nice brown suit that would be very appropriate to wear to work. And some of the other of these like bright red coats seem a little bit more in your face, like you couldn't wear it as often. So I'm definitely going to list at least like 350, I think. Unfortunately, I can't find any comps, sold or unsold, that are more in the realm of what I have. They're almost all the jackets. And then I found like one vest that is actually listed only at like 50. So I kind of think they might be underselling that one. But yeah, it's in great condition. I haven't looked it over super closely, but from what I can tell so far, there's no moth holes, there's no flaws, there's no loose threads. Like it's impeccable. And it's just such a beautiful piece of art. So I paid 25 bucks for it and I could not be happier. Oh, sorry, forgot to say her name out loud. It is Elena Pellavina. And from what I can find out about her online in English, and I do think I'm going to try and do some research on it in Russian. I do not speak Russian, but I speak Polish, which is pretty similar except for the alphabet. So I just need to maybe ask a friend who knows a little bit of Russian to help me. But she was like a theater designer and then eventually did her own like haute couture line. And does like, you know, what's the word? Like bespoke pieces for people. So, you know, this might have actually been made for someone's exact measurements. So I'll definitely have to measure it. There is a tag on it. It says medium, so probably not.
I would look up comps on the Russian eBay site as well.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Or if there's another site I don't know about that's big in Russia, to kind of figure that out. Because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of a following here in the US. I could see someone buying it who doesn't know who she is just because they're into art to wear and it's the style that they like. But I could also see someone from Russia wanting it. So I will definitely make sure it is global shipping and that any buyer can get it. So, yeah. So that's it, Nay. I think we both did pretty good. Oh no, did she freeze or did I freeze?
Okay.
Are you back? Is it my end or is it your end? You froze for a second.
I'm having some internet issues.
Oh, okay. It is your end.
No, it's my end. I'm having,
Okay.
it's like I can't, yeah.
Oh no. Hopefully. Oh,
Sorry,
there.
I wanted to show. I think I'm back for the minute.
Yeah,
We'll
I
have
think you were. Yeah.
so that I can, hopefully my internet will last. So I did find this, the brand is Giraffe, which was really funny. It was just a vintage blazer that had nothing, but I had to take a picture of that.
That's too funny.
Yeah. So, and then we do have some breaking news. So, the first story, if Jason, if you are in the chat still.
Yeah, I really wanted Jason's thoughts on this. I thought that was super interesting, and that's why I was teasing Nay about the bootleg, because apparently a 55-year-old woman in Germany sold a bootleg recording of Eric Clapton and was sued for quite a bit more than she sold the recording for. And it's the decision said, and of course this is not in the US that the courts were deciding, so I don't know what this means for like international law, but it seems like an interesting precedent. So that's what Jason thinks about it. Hopefully YouTube won't yell at us for putting this comment up. Yeah, so the article says that she didn't know it was bootleg. She had no idea, and that didn't matter to the courts, that she still was responsible for selling a bootleg CD on eBay. So, Nay, if any of your CDs are bootleg, definitely do not list them. And then we also had
I don't know if my internet's going to come back. So
okay, well, I got an email that anyone who has an Etsy seller account should have gotten, but they did release, there we go, the early 2022 trends for Etsy. And we've mentioned these whenever they come out pretty much, because they're super, super helpful. A lot of them, even when they're more focused on, suggestions for makers, they definitely can be related easily to sourcing and thrifting. And this time they do include little tips specifically for vintage sellers. So those are really helpful. I haven't dug too deep in it yet, but I was just skimming through it, and it looks like there's just a lot of great info. And they also, apparently, Etsy has their own color of the year that is not Pantone's color of the year, which I thought was interesting. But those are also just now good things to know and be on the lookout for.
Okay, and I did include a couple more news stories in the but I think we'll just skip them in the interest.
Yeah,
and you can read them. I did put the links in the description. So, and then our market report. So this one was yours, Lola.
Oh yeah, I had a couple good sales. So this was something that was my personal collection I had since I was like in middle school, I guess. I used to be really big into scrapbooking when I was like a dorky middle schooler. I'm still into scrapbooking, but it's a little bit more normal when you're an adult, I think, and not like in 8th grade. But I have all of these wooden stamps that I'm never going to use again. And I was about to just donate a whole bunch of them. And it seems like a lot of them are pretty worthless, but the Mary Engelbreit ones are have a following. They're not obviously worth a ton of money, but I was happy to get $10 for these plus shipping for something that I was about to donate. So that was good. And I also learned that for some reason, most of the stamp lots are done as auctions. So I don't know why. That's why I tried an auction. It only got one bid. I would have been just as fine listing this as buy it now for 10 or $12 maybe, but that's fine. They're gone. And finally got rid of something I've been carrying around in like storage for way too long. And then this was super exciting for me. I had these listed on eBay and Depop and Poshmark, and they didn't have a ton of likes on Poshmark. They had a bunch of likes on Depop and a ton of watchers on eBay. And on eBay, I kept sending out offers. They were listed at 85. I sent offers for like 75, and nobody bit. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, I got actually like a super lowball offer on Poshmark. I think she offered like 50. So I just declined it outright, and I did not expect her to come back with 75. And I mean, she didn't know that that was what I had been offering on eBay. So I was like super happy to take it. And it was also just nice to know that they're going on Poshmark, even though the fees might be a little bit higher. There's no return process. So it's a little bit less nerve-wracking for, this was one of the higher end items that was in my closet right now. So
nice. Yeah, that was a great sale. And then I know I have 3 just because I wanted to show you this, Lola. You found this dress at Goodwill in Philly.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, so I was gonna keep it like for a while, and then I was like, oh, I'm never gonna wear it, and so I ended up selling it for $30. So that wasn't bad. Yeah, and then this I sold 2 Christmas sweaters. So this was just the brand was it was No Boundaries, I think. It
Oh
was just
yeah, so like something more lower end.
yeah, so it was I didn't put the brand in the title because it was, Walmart brand. And I sold, but it was an extra large, a 3X, and it sold for $28 plus shipping. And then just I'm shipping this out today. I showed this on our show just a couple
Oh
weeks ago.
yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yes.
sold it for $34.99 plus shipping, and I'm hoping to fit it in a padded flat rate. So yeah, so that wasn't so I sold so now is the time to get those Christmas sweaters. Getting a little late now, but I'm glad. I think I sold this just in time.
Like just under the wire, yeah.
Yeah, so and then we do have a question for you. How are you planning on ringing in the new year? So
Yeah, let us know. And we can't wait to see you then.
yeah,
In the
and
meantime, you can find us all over the internet, Thrifty Nay and Run Lola Run on most platforms, and except eBay, where Nay is Colbray Asterisk Dazzle, and I'm Low 2 Phi. And as always, you can email us at naylothrifts@gmail.com, especially if you have an idea for a show in the upcoming year. We would love to hear it.
yep, and Merry Christmas, and to those of you who celebrate, and Happy New Year to everyone. So we will see you in the new year. We'll let you know what our show topic will be and when. And have a great holiday, everyone.
Bye.